What's up, everybody? Welcome back to yet another video of Simpson Built. Today is the big day. So that surprise package that I said that we had in the last video, it actually showed up today. I'm a little late, kind of overslept. I had a really long night at work last night / this morning. So I overslept, but the package is here. It is right here on the front porch. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get the BRZ started, get it running. And while it's running, we are going to get this unboxed because I'm anxious to see it. And yeah, pretty much want to see it before I go to work, because if I don't, it's going to be a long 12 hours and it's going to be running through my head that I did not get to see this. So we'll go ahead and roll that intro, and then we'll get this thing unboxed. Moment of truth, guys. You don't know how excited I am to get this here and be able to open it up. Like I said, we got a really good deal on this. I couldn't pass it up, so that's why I went ahead and pulled the trigger on it. Hardware and stuff. And that's throttle body hardware. There's the throttle body, all taped up, and here she is. This is our new intake for our all-wheel drive K20 Civic hatch. Now this thing is absolutely beautiful. I'm so stoked. Also, not the dude didn't even mention, but inside it's actually got the little ITB cups. I don't know if you can see that inside there, but somebody had those put in. You can get them separate, and they're siliconed in, so they're in place. Very, very excited. So we'll get this guy installed after I get back from work, because like I said, I'm running late. But we'll go ahead and give you guys an idea exactly how it's going to look. And that's how she's going to be. That is absolutely beautiful. Oh, I'm excited. All right. So today's a big day. We are actually going to take our intake to be dropped off and get some fabrication done to it. So got it right here. And then we got our flange, and this flange allows us, instead of running what came with the intake when I bought it, it just says Nissan, it's actually got a Q45 Infinity throttle body and stuff on it, and I do not want to run that. I want to run my Skunk 2 70mm throttle body, because I mean we got all the money in the Speed Factory 4-bar, K-Tune, TPS, brand new alloy control valve, all that stuff. So I want to put this thing to use and not let it sit, which is why we bought this flange straight from Excessive themselves. They have this option where you can buy this flange and get it welded on. So I got a buddy that's actually pretty local to me that does TIG, MIG, stick welding, all that stuff. He does exhausts, cages, pretty much anything fabrication wise. And with him having a TIG welder, he's gonna weld this since it's aluminum for me. And we're getting ready to go drop this off. So he's gonna have this welded up for me so I can use my throttle body, and that should have that taken care of. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this stuff in the car and we'll hit the road. Alright, well, this video is actually supposed to be going somewhere, and it doesn't look like it's going to be making any progress. Some changes are being made, are going to be made. Some changes have been made. So I guess pretty much just going to be updating you. So as far as the intake, went ahead and done the wrinkle black. It turned out pretty good. Which this bottom half was already done. All this right here is pretty rough. I might end up redoing it down here at the flange. But from the runners up, I did. It turned out really good. Reason why I'm saying we're going to be running into some issues is this throttle body situation. I've actually ran into some troubles. So here's pretty much what happened. So on that throttle body, or on that intake, it's pretty much the Q45, like y'all seen before, the Nissan throttle body, which I'm not really a big fan of. It's huge, it's gawky. I don't like the fact that it's got the weird TPS and all that. So I really don't want to run it. I'm actually right now trying to sell this whole setup, this Skunk 2 Pro Series 74mm. I'm going to leave the K-Tune Billet V2 TPS on it, the brand new alloy control valve on it, and just sell it all as a whole setup with the gasket right there. So I actually was going to try to make that work. I ordered this flange from Excessive, the same brand as the intake itself, and this right here is a weld-on style. And the reason why I bought this is I was going to have that welded on to the intake and then just bolt the throttle body up to it, hence why there's 4 bolts right here. Well, I dropped everything off, like I said at the beginning of the video, and come to find out, after I had done left, came home, had work later on, and come to find out that none of the bolt holes matched on the throttle body. No matter how you turned it, any direction you turn it, all 8 sides would not line up. So I got back on their website and looked up if there was any other flanges. Maybe there was something that I overlooked that I needed rather than the one I just showed you. So I was like, cool, well, I ran across this. This is a bolt-on style. Supposedly it comes with the hardware to bolt up just like this. Like that. And then the throttle body bolts up. Well, one, it didn't come with the hardware. And two, same situation. These 4 smaller holes do not line up with the throttle body. So there's that. Pretty much fixing that issue by just running the intake how it is right here. And I'm going to bore this out to a 90 millimeter. And I'm going to go with the Skunk 2 90 millimeter throttle body, which has the Mustang style flange, which is this pattern. So it'll just bolt straight up with a gasket and be ready to go. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna port that out to a 90 millimeter, have it port matched with the throttle body, and that'll be taken care of. So, gotta get the throttle body ordered, trying to get this sold so I can get everything else a lot faster and start piecing all this stuff back together for the final time. I changed up the manifold on the looks. I got rid of the raw look and I taped all this off, taped the flanges off, the runners down there, taped everything off, matched it all off. The V-band down for the wastegate, taped that off. Everything to keep paint from getting inside of the manifold, it all got taped off. And this was just like last second, figured I'd mask it off. And for the first time in my entire life, I tried to do ceramic coating. Honestly, I personally, even in, like seeing it in person, it looks amazing. I'm not going to hype myself up, but it turned out a lot better than I was expecting. I went to AutoZone and picked up some header paint, which I'm not exactly sure where it's at, or else I'd show you. I think it's over here somewhere. I don't know. Here it is, right here. So this is what I use, the VHT Flameproof 1300 to 2000 degree ceramic coating header paint. And this is the flat black. So I bought that, sprayed a light coat on the manifold, let that dry for about 10 minutes or so, and then I went with a heavier coat, let that dry for about 10 minutes. Then I went with a heavier coat, and I was initially going to let it dry for about 20 to 30 minutes, let it all actually settle in. But it worked out perfect because I ended up leaving the house, going to the grocery store and stuff like that. And this happened yesterday. And, well, actually the day before yesterday. But anyways, it got to set. And then I got to thinking, most people have a actual ceramic coating oven to bake it in. Well, I ended up using my grill. So I turned it up to 400, let it sit in there for about 40 minutes, turned the grill off, and then pulled it out after I had let it sit and cooled off, of course, because I'm not going to grab it while it's 400 degrees. But pulled it out, looked at it, and I was really, really impressed. So it's a nice little cheap thing to do at home if you want to paint your headers or whatever, maybe exhaust, I don't know. Mainly something like this is what you would do for headers. I mean, hence why it's header paint. But if you want to do something like that at home, I highly recommend getting that paint. It turned out really great. There was very little prep work. You just got to take your time with it. Don't spray it heavy in one spot and cause some runs and make it darker in one area and lighter in the other. Spray it evenly, take your time with it, and it'll all pay off in the end. It's very easy to do. Done it at home, and if you're able to, you can even use your oven, which I wasn't going to do that because My fiance would have killed me, and it would have the whole house smell like paint. So wasn't about to do that. So I just used a grill. If you got a grill, it'd be perfect to do because you can have it outside and keep the smell away, because it will be a strong odor. So I think it's enough talking. That's pretty much where I'm at right now. I was expecting to get a lot more done in this video, so I really apologize. I was hoping to have the throttle body on the intake and the intake back onto the car, fuel rail, injectors, all that back together, fuel line took back up, and pretty much have all that all pieced back onto the car. But sometimes things don't go as planned, so it's not really a setback. It's just more time, I guess you can say. So I figured I'd go ahead and finish this video up rather than waiting like a week or so and then put this video together. But in the meantime, I did get all that done to the intake, the wrinkle black ceramic coat the manifold, and we also upgraded from this little 14 gauge power wire, which was black, and it's kind of what I had laying around in the garage, but I didn't really like it. I'd rather go with, of course, you already know the hot is normally a red wire. Well, I figured while I was at it, I might as well go ahead and get red wire, but we ended up doing away with the 14 gauge power wire for the dual fuel pumps. Found out that it wasn't going to be a big enough wire to pull the voltage through and make sure we got as much power as we're supposed to the pumps. So we tossed it, and we actually upgraded with some 10 gauge wire, and I went ahead and went with the red. So we got all that ran back up through, and it's already hooked back up to the toggle switch. And got it all labeled up. Found a label printer at my work, and instead of having stuff wrote down, I actually went ahead and printed some labels off with the label printer and have everything labeled up. So that's pretty much it right now. Like I said, I apologize, and I was really hoping to have the intake and stuff back on, so it would have been a really good video. So yeah, that's about it. Bummer. But I promise you all, we will have this throttle body in very, very soon. We will be pushing out some more content. This car is killing me. It's giving me a headache. It's not that it's an issue. It's just stuff that I cut corners on, and now I'm upgrading, like the whole intercooler thing. It's just backtracking and then trying to sell and then rebuying. But bear with us, guys. We will make this work, and we are not going to give up on this build. It's just a stepping stone process. Take each step at a time and just keep moving forward. So be sure to check in with us on the next video, and we will be installing our new throttle body and stuff like that, and getting everything put back onto the car, and we will be sourcing a ECU after that, and then we can finally start this thing. So pretty excited. Hope you guys are excited. It's about time. This car will be ready after winter. It will be tuned, all-wheel drive, all four spinning, and if we get it done while it's still snowing, we may just take it out and play in the snow. So that's all for this video, guys. Like I said, I apologize, and we will see you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.